Hello everybody, welcome back to Baking Budgets, y'all. I'm so glad you clicked on my video because today I'm going to be doing my budget breakdown, how I divide all of our income for the last paycheck in July, for July 26th. And let's just go ahead and get into it, guys. If you came from my other video, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Or if you're just somebody who always watches my videos, thank you so much. And I just wanted to show you guys, I just had uploaded a video talking about how I like to split all of my bills in half because we are on a income where we are in an income that gets paid twice a month. So because of that, I like to split my monthly bills in two. And this is exactly how I do that. And I will show you exactly how much our income is and how we go ahead and do that. So let's get right into it, guys. I always love to start off by, of course, just writing the date up top. And then I also like to write right here what's the income we're working with. And that is $3,106. And if there's any rollover money, essentially any money left over in your account, perhaps your grocery budget was $200, but perhaps you only spent $170, you have $30 left over or rollover you're going to put into this pay period. Now is when I would add it up here. We do not have any rollover this week. Totally fine. But my husband did get he did get a profit share from work. So I will go ahead and put that in here. And that was a total of $5,100. Normally, I never include this because we usually just send that right towards either our Roth IRAs, investing, or just our high yield savings account. But there is a very specific reason why I am showing it in the budget today. And I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm just going to budget it today into my regular budget because I'm going to be leaving it in our regular bank account. And I'll explain that when I all get there. So the first thing that I like to do is I want to talk about or go over my bills. Bills always come number one every time because the bills have to be paid, of course. So I'm going to be budgeting half of every bill that I have. So phone is going to be getting $38. Insurance is going to be getting $146. Life insurance will be getting $49. Netflix will be getting $17. Our electric and gas will be getting $75. Gym will be getting $19. Spotify will get $9. Loan will be getting $150. Toyota will be getting $0, and I'll explain that. Rent will be getting $800, and Disney Plus will be getting $6. The reason why my husband, I'm not putting any money towards his car payment is because I pay it at the very beginning of the month. So because of that, my rent, I only put $300. But since I'm no longer putting the $500 on this paycheck, I put that extra $500 towards the rent payment. So now I have the $300 plus the $500 equals $800 for our rent. So let's go ahead and add this all up. Oh, I do. Okay, never mind. I'll talk about it after. So we're going to do 38, 146, 49, 17, 75, 19, 9, 150, 806. Perfect. So today, the total amount that I will be sending to bills from this paycheck is, $1,309. And I'm a highlighter person, guys. I want to highlight everything. So the total is $1,309. So at this point, what I'll do is I'm going to subtract it from the paycheck amount. I'm not going to include this in it because I know exactly where I'm putting this money. So I'm not going to combine it. So $3,106 minus $1,309. And I like to put here left so I know how much I'm working with moving forward, and that is a total of $1,797. Now, the next thing that I like to go over, or that I like to go to next, would be my daily spending. However, today I will be going and paying credit card debt. We do not have any credit card debt that we allow to roll over into the next pay period. It is about to be the end of the month. So sometimes throughout the month, we use our credit cards for certain things or places that don't accept cash. Totally fine. So I want to go ahead and pay off the imbalances in full at the end of every single month. So for number one, it came out to $11.21. Number two, my second credit card, was a total of $122.37. For my credit card number three, it was a total of $95.89. For my credit card number four, there was no balance on there, and that's all the credit cards that we have. And okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure you guys can see. So let's go ahead and add this all up. And like I said, normally we don't have credit card debt, but if we do, this is the time that I go ahead and pay it. So I essentially treat it like a bill. I will not even think about what I'm putting in savings or what I'm going to be spending on eating out and getting coffee. I don't even think about that. I don't even consider that until I am done paying this debt. And that is one of the number one reasons why and how we are credit card debt free, because we treat it like a bill. I don't treat it like something that we can just let it roll over, especially when it's spending that we are responsible for. Of course, I know you guys, we've been there where we've had emergencies. My husband has been in a car accident. He's missed work before. Of course, guys, sometimes there's situations and of course, special cases. I completely understand. But when it comes to spending like this, my husband and I really hold ourselves accountable to it, because we know that this is money that we spent and I have to treat it like a bill. Otherwise, if I don't have that mentality, I would just, go back to my old ways of accumulating credit card debt and being in a bad place. So, yeah, that's why I treat it in this way: bills to credit card debt, then everything else afterwards. So let's go ahead and add this up. So 1121, 122.37, 95.89, and then 0. So $229.47 will be going to credit cards on this paycheck. So let's see what's left. And honestly, I'm probably just gonna round that up to $230 because I don't want to deal with the change and everything. So I'll just do the $1,797 that's left, subtract $230, and that is a leftover of $1,567. Now that I've paid my bills, I've paid my credit cards, budgeted for it, I'm going to go ahead and go into what I like to call daily cash. And this is going to be my groceries, my gas, and eating out. But really though, eating out for us is more like, getting something from Taco Bell or going to Krispy Kreme donuts, Dutch Bros, coffee, stuff like that. This isn't anything crazy some high-end restaurant or anything. Okay, so groceries, I always know we are a family of 4, so I budget $250 to last us for 2 weeks. Gas, I normally budget $120, but I did go ahead and already fill up a couple days ago, and we're a full tank, so that's also where this amount came from. Of this $122, $60 of it was filling up my gas. So since I already paid that, this gas money that I'm going to put of $60 is for next week, or the next fill up within these next 2 weeks. And then eating out, I usually do $130 for 2 weeks for a family of 4, and that's where I'm going to leave it at. So let's go ahead and do the total here. So we have 250 plus 60 plus 130, $444 for daily cash. And now let's see what's our leftover. So 1,567 minus 440. We have a leftover of $1,127. Now is when I like to go into my sinking funds, because now that I've taken care of my bills, I've taken care of credit card debt, and I've taken care of our daily necessities and even a little bit of fun spending money, whatever's left over will be going into sinking funds and savings. So let's get into that, guys. Sinking funds is essentially a category in which you save money for, even though you know you're going to spend it. Some of the categories that I have are like haircuts, expenses for our children, health, household, medicine, even one for our dog, because we know that at the beginning of the month, we have to pay for his potty training pads, his food, all of that. So in a way, you're saving for it, but you know you're going to end up spending that money, and that's what we like to call sinking funds. So I like to put a little bit into sinking funds every single time, and this week I am not going to be putting into a bunch of them, but just a couple that I know that I really need to. So haircuts will be getting $30, and then into baby girl, this is my daughter's Yes Money. I'll just be putting $20. Into baby expenses, this is for diapers, wipes, anything that comes up like that. That is $60. And I differentiate that from just their Yes Money. This is like if they want a toy. That's not a necessity. That's where this money would come from. Whereas baby expenses is something specific to what they need. Like I said, diapers, wipes, clothes, like that. Next is Lychee. That is our dog. And I'm going to go ahead and just budget $10. And last but not least is health. And I'm just going to budget that miscellaneous $7. So let's add this up. 30 plus 20 plus 60 plus 10 plus 7. That is a total of $127 going into sinking funds. And let's see what we have left. That should be $1,000. So now let's go into savings. And I have two main savings that I'm working on right now. Normally we include car emergency in here, but for right now, based off of our goals and where we want to be at financially, I just have two savings categories that I'm working on, and that is emergency and month ahead. Essentially, they're kind of the same thing, but to me, month ahead, this is money that I specifically set aside for bills, an emergency bills account. And then emergency is just kind of an umbrella emergency bills for anything that could happen to any of us, even, you know, like my dog or our cars. So we have $1,000 left. So I want to go ahead and put that $1,000 towards our month ahead. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this entire amount of $5,100 towards emergency. And like I said, guys, I normally, whenever my husband gets profit shares from work, because essentially what it is the type of work that my husband does. He's in charge of various projects, and whenever a project gets finished, whatever the profit amount from that project is, he gets a portion of it. So he just finished up a project, so that's the amount that he's getting. And normally we just go ahead and stuff that straight into our savings. But we are hoping and planning to buy a house sometime in the future. We don't have a specific date or timeline or anything like that, but we know that's definitely on our plate right now. And the reason why I'm going to leave it in our regular savings account, because you're probably like, why don't you put it in your high yield? Hello. And the reason for that is because when you are purchasing a house, it's important for all of your money to be in a regular savings account. So that way it can qualify towards any type of financing purchasing you're putting towards your home. So the high yield savings account that we have is an online bank, and it's not like a physical bank. And because of that, they won't provide any bank statements that you can use to prove you have this money. So because of that, for the next couple of paychecks that my husband has or any other profit shares that he gets, we're just going to be leaving it in our regular account. And yeah, so that's why I just included that in there today. So at the end, not really looking at the 5,100, this total without the 5,100 is $1,000. So that is a leftover of $0, making this a zero-based budget. And all that means is every single dollar gets a roll. There's not a single dollar left behind. And even if there was, I would have wrote down here left in account so that way you know where your money is going, because if you don't tell your money where to go, it's going to tell you what to do. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you're interested to see, now that I've budgeted it, what do I do? How do I include everything? How do I include these binders that I have that you see on my channel? Stay tuned. That video will be coming out next, and I can't wait to see y'all in my next one. Alrighty, bye.